Hello, and welcome back to Business Bootcamp. Today, we are going to be learning about the fundamentals of microfinance, or more commonly referred to as microeconomics. Throughout this video, we will be discussing supply, demand, market equilibrium, and structures, elasticity, and scarcity. Just to review, finance is the field that covers money, or finance, management in order to obtain a benefit. Therefore, microfinance means the management of small amounts of money. The two basic principles that govern microeconomics are supply and demand, plus market equilibrium. Supply refers to how much of a good or service the market can offer, while demand is a measure of how much of a good or service is desired by buyers and consumers. These quantities are always in a state of fluctuation because of the forces of cost push and demand pull inflations. As a reminder, inflation is when prices increase and the value of a currency decreases. However, even though supply and demand change, they will always intersect at some point. This point is called market equilibrium. When looking for appropriate pricing for a good or service, companies will typically use market equilibrium because it is where the amount of goods supplied matches the price customers are willing to pay for it. Now, let's move on to market structures. There are 4 types of markets: pure competition, monopolistic competition, monopolies, and oligopolies. In pure competition, there are many buyers and sellers with no influence on prices, such as agricultural goods. On the other hand, industries with monopolistic competition, like restaurants, contain many sellers that sell similar products with slightly different aspects. Ever wonder why the board game Monopoly is called Monopoly? Well, it's because just like the aim of the game is to control all the board's properties, a monopoly is a single seller with considerable control over supply and prices, meaning they are typically the only ones in the market who possess a certain good or service. These monopolistic industries are typically very large and drown out possible competitors, which is why it is illegal to have one in the United States. Nevertheless, an oligopoly is when several large sellers have control over the prices, like with motor vehicle companies. Our next topic is elasticity, which refers to how much consumers or producers change their supply or demand in response to price or income variations. The formula for this measure can be simplified to elasticity equals percent change in quantity divided by percent change in price. If the equation totals out to greater than 1, it suggests that the product's demand is heavily influenced by price. The opposite is true if less than 1. Normally, there will be higher elasticity for wants and lower elasticity for needs. Finally, let's talk about scarcity. You may have heard people say a product is scarce if it is in low supply. But in finance, scarcity states that there is unlimited demand but limited supply. Or, in other words, people want more than what's available. Many refer to scarcity as an international basic economic problem. Some examples of scarcity include time, money, and land. That's all for now. Thank you for watching and learning about how supply, demand, market equilibrium, and structures, elasticity, and scarcity play big roles in microeconomics. For additional information about Business Bootcamp and other topics related to finance, you can visit us at our website, www.businessbootcamp101.org. See you next time!